The UN peacekeeping force in Lebanon, Unifil, says it remains operational after a rocket attack on its headquarters. The mission monitors hostilities between Israel and Hezbollah along the de facto Israel-Lebanon border and says there were 30 incidents in October alone that resulted in property damage or injury to its soldiers. Unifil says it's also working to counter disinformation that puts its peacekeepers at risk. Just days ago, it was accused of being involved in the kidnapping of a man who Lebanon says is a boat captain. Israel claims he is a Hezbollah operative. I spoke with Unifil's deputy spokesperson, Kandice Ardiel.
Well, when this incident happened, it was obviously very strange and dramatic kind of incident, and everyone was wondering how this could have happened. And there were rumors immediately that, we have, as Unifil, we have a maritime task force that has 5 ships that support the Lebanese Navy in monitoring the coastline. So the question was, how did we not see this? So there were rumors that somehow we must have been involved. And to be clear, we actually did not see anything on the radars that we have on our boats. The Lebanese authorities have a coastal radar that they operate. And we work with them and they task us. But as far as Unifil is concerned, we did not see anything when this happened. But understandably, because of the drama of the situation, there were a number of questions that were raised, and that's why we had to respond to that. We have recently only seen what we've identified as direct and deliberate targeting coming from the IDF side in recent weeks. It's not to say that it hasn't happened before, and there are many incidents where we can't attribute responsibility that could be crossfire or could be from other elements. It's always hard to tell, especially when a rocket arrives, from when you're sitting there in the middle of nowhere, it seems. So to attribute responsibility can be difficult, but the times that we've said that we've identified it as direct and deliberate has been from the IDF. And, they've said in some cases it might have been a misunderstanding, but we're working with them and we're talking to them to avoid this happening in the future because peacekeeper safety is obviously very important to us.
How many peacekeepers have now been injured as a result of this escalation in fighting between Israel and Hezbollah?
So in the past few weeks, we've seen a total of 8 peacekeepers who've been wounded. And we've seen another 15 who've inhaled a smoke that caused some symptoms that occurred in their base. So we've seen a number of peacekeepers getting hurt as a result of these incidents.
The Unifil force is remaining in position. What are you currently prevented from doing, given the situation?
Well, we're continuing to implement our mandate under Resolution 1701, which is monitoring and reporting what is happening on the ground. What is a bit more difficult now because of the situation, because of the fighting, and because of the security situation around is we're not able to go out on patrol to monitor the situation across the full area of operations as we used to. We're still able to do some patrols, but those are limited, often curtailed and cut short when the security situation requires. Even some of our logistical movements are facing challenges because we've seen so much destruction. There are many roads that are impassable that we have to clear and things like that. So implementing the mission is a challenge, but nonetheless, the peacekeepers remain in position and they remain committed to implementing the mandate.
Further to UN Resolution 1701, the purpose of which is to end these hostilities between Hezbollah and Israel. Israel claims Unifil has long been in violation of that resolution because the disarmament of Hezbollah is a part of that. What do you say to that, and also their criticism that Unifil is unwilling and unable to confront Hezbollah?
Well, there's a longstanding misunderstanding, I would say, about what Resolution 1701 actually says. It gives Unifil a supporting role to the parties being Lebanon and Israel. They have obligations under Resolution 1701. Peacekeepers are here to support that, to support a return to the cessation of hostilities and to support long-term peace. Peacekeepers are simply here to create a space and avoid the misunderstandings that might prevent that from happening. So peacekeepers we don't have an enforcement role in terms of Resolution 1701. We've never been asked to go out and disarm Hezbollah or, push back Israeli incursions that are happening on the ground here. That's not our role. The role is for the parties to do this and to commit to that. And part of the issue that we've seen is that the parties haven't really given a full commitment over the past 18 years. And this is part of the reason why we are in the place we are today.
Just weeks ago, a senior officer said Unifil personnel were safe and morale high. Now, with more peacekeepers physically wounded, are they safe? Where is morale at?
Peacekeepers have very good morale at the moment. Obviously, the situation is challenging, but the role that we have right now is more important than ever, and peacekeepers are aware of that. We're working really hard to ensure that they're safe with our force protection measures and make sure that they have the supplies they need. As I said, it can be a challenge these days given the security situation, but that has just made people come together and be even more strongly committed to the mandate and what they're doing out there on the blue line.